Beautiful. And our session today is our hairstyling and esthetician programs that we are going to go through with our wonderfully esteemed faculty. So we are going to start here with our professor, Joe, for our hairstyling program. Take it away.
My name is Joe Briscato. I'm one of the professors of the hairstyling program. We are located at the Walton campus. So we're considered a 2-year program, but we have an accelerated learning. So we deliver our program in a year. So we are one of those programs that do have all 3 starts, whether it be September, January, or May. So you are in total control on how you want to learn. I like having that option with the 3 starts, just in case somebody does need some time off, or if they're not successful with one of the courses, there's another one starting up right away, which is always good. So, yeah, so the diploma is a really nice feature for us. It's always more value with a diploma versus a certificate, I feel. It's not just hair that you're learning, you're also doing some gen eds, you're doing your Englishes, you have control of some other courses that you wish to take, some interest courses. So some of our highlights, obviously we are a lot of hands-on programs. So we have our labs, which you'll see a picture of shortly. We do a hybrid, so all your theory as of now is online, with your hands-on portion is in labs. So each lab consists of either a technician or a professor, so you're getting excellent education from one of our staff. Our graduates are eligible to register with the Ministry of Colleges and Universities as an apprentice. So if you're enrolled in our full-time program, you don't have to go back to school afterwards. It's just an on-job apprenticeship that you have to do. And in today's world, that's not hour-based like it was in the past. It's a skill set. So it's a book that the ministry gives you, which your employer or your sponsor signs off on. So the more you could do, the faster pace you get it done, you write your license a little bit quicker. And that's what the CFQ is. So this is just a little bit of additional information for you guys. So it is a compulsory trade in Canada. You must have your CFQ as a hairstylist to cut anyone's hair legally. So CFQ is a certificate of qualification. Hairstyling is one of the trades that demonstrate the real meaning of being a tradesperson. So we're over and above just being a tradespeople. We're the psychologist. We're your local, your friend, your bartender kind of thing. It's amazing what once you build that trust with the client, what they share with you guys. We've been very successful at the skills competitions. I think over the past 10 years, we brought home 7 golds, 2 silvers, and a bronze. So we do value the skills competitions. We're looking forward to being back in there this year. Right now we have some information that we put out for our students. So we're just hoping to find a successful candidate to do it in the new year. Your time at the college will be over 60% hands-on. So because it's an accelerated program, your hours are a little bit more intense than a normal program will be. We do go 5 days a week, and we go pretty hard as far as the classes go. So I believe the hours works out to about 33 to 34 hours a week. Oh, there you go, right there, the next point, sorry. Timetable will be about 30 hours per week. Yes, we're somewhere around there. It might be a little bit more than that, but it's nice to finish that year versus the 2. So that's one definite advantage. The Area College Hair Salon also has product sales for the area. So you're not just getting the school and the learning portion, you're also getting the hands-on with clients. And that involves a retail area, which is a pretty nice display. It's all professional products that we have in there. So it's a nice little touch. I don't know how many people are in this right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask as we go. You don't have to save it to the end, just so everybody's aware. So our outcomes. So upon completion, the graduate has demonstrated or understands. These are all courses that we have within our program. So you have your ethics, your health and safety, entrepreneurship, professional development, client service, prep procedures, cut hair, style hair. Then you have some of the chemical services below. So you're getting a full spectrum of the hair world. We're going through everything with you guys. Some of our students are really nervous because they've never worked with hair before. That's a good thing. So we're gonna teach you not necessarily the only way, but we're gonna teach you the Niagara College way of doing things. And with that, we've had a lot of success with our salons. They're very content. They're very happy with the students that we are putting out. So that's a good thing. So this is just a few pictures of what our space is all about. The picture on the left, that's our shampoo area. So just so everybody has a little bit of a background, we moved to Welland 3 years ago. Prior to that, we were in Niagara Falls at a smaller campus there. So when we moved to Welland, we actually had a little bit of a say in how we wanted the space to look. And I think our shampoo area is fantastic. It's a room to itself. It's nice and quiet in there, and you're getting the full shampoo experience, which is really nice. Our labs, that's one of them on the right, 24 stations per lab, and that's the students that we take. So we work in blocks of 24. The space is really nice. It's modern, it's current, it's up to date. It's a good place to work and play in. So there's a few more pictures. So we have although we are at the Wellington campus, we kind of have our own little building to ourselves, which is kind of nice. And it's only hair that happens in that area. So we have 3 labs, we have offices, we have a retail area. So, and there's also a locker room, which I think is really important. So when you guys do get your kits, there's quite a bit that goes into a kit. So I always recommend the students to purchase a locker. I think the cost is minimal, 25, 30 bucks a term. And you just keep your stuff safe in there. This way you're not wheeling it back and forth to your car and back. Once again, there's 2 pictures of the labs and another one of the wash house. So you see the space is nice and clean. It's big, it's open, it's bright. All the things that we want in not only a school, but a salon atmosphere too. So it's just a few pictures of our work. A few of our older students. There's one of the faculty in the bottom left there. So these are 2 pictures that I'm really proud of. These are 2 of our recent winners. I believe one was 2019. The other one would have been 2018, and they're both gold medal winners. So Cam's on the left, Dawson's on the right, and these were for the provincials that they both won. 3 different looks. It was a cut, an updo, and then a woman's cut, sorry, an updo, and then a men's haircut that they had to perform. And we take great pride in our wins. So that's a good thing. These girls went on to represent Ontario at the national level. So Dawson ended up going to, I believe it was New Brunswick, and Cameron was out in Halifax. So each year the competition is held somewhere in a different province. So I've been lucky enough to see the whole country through skills, which is a great thing. So there's many opportunities out there for you guys. Good. So this is kind of a little bit of what we do. We're not always in the labs. We really like to give back as much as we can. I know it's been hard the last couple of years with COVID. We haven't been able to do a lot of events, so I'm kind of looking forward to being able to do this again. The 2 pictures on the left were from an event that a cut-a-thon that we did for United Way. Anytime that we're able to, we try to give back. We try to raise some money, but we get our students involved in it. So you guys are getting a little experience with serving the community and giving back to the community, which I think is very important. 2 pictures on the left were from the Welland campus, and I believe the 2 on the right were from the Niagara on the Lake one. So all student driven. The instructors are there just to oversee things and help out wherever we can. But it's you guys, the students, that do the work. So it's really cool. So as far as opportunities go, I mean, the beauty with our program is we are pretty well known throughout Southern Ontario, and our students are getting recruited and they're getting jobs prior to actually graduating, which is awesome. So you're not just behind the chair all the time. There's many avenues that you can take, whether it's business owner, you get into some education, some chemical technicians, specialists, educators. There's also a receptionist. You could be a product sales rep, consultant, and eventually salon manager. So So people think that if you're a hairstylist, you're only a hairstylist. That's not true. There's so many different avenues. I find film and television are getting pretty big too now. So people want to take that route, which is good. And this is why we do a lot of things with the estheticians, because the hair and the makeup and everything else kind of go hand in hand. So it's good that you guys have both of us here today. Oh, I guess that's it for me. So one thing I do want to, sorry, Sue, one thing I do want to add on to there is once again, with the graduates, our success rate is huge. So if you guys are worried about finding a job afterwards, as long as you put in the work with us and you show us that you want to learn and want to do a little bit more, you'll definitely have a job when this is all said and done. So I thank you guys for your time. I look forward to maybe seeing some of you in person, or hopefully in person soon. Hopefully one day this is the virtual thing's not a thing anymore. We can actually meet face to face. But thanks for your time, and I'll pass it over to Susan.
Thanks, Joe. Good morning, everybody. My name is Susan Payon, and I'm one of the faculty and as well the program coordinator for the Esthetician program. We are located at the Dan Patterson campus, which was formerly known as Niagara-on-the-Lake campus. And a little bit about myself before we get going is I've been in the industry for just over 20 years, 14 of these years. I've been teaching here at Niagara College. I've done a variety of different things throughout the industry for the 20 years that I've been in the industry. But the educational realm has been my biggest focus. But I would like to share with you, all of the opportunities throughout the next couple of minutes here throughout my presentation about the opportunities that you will all have. And again, similar to what Joe said, we're just, as we are estheticians, we wear many hats, and there are lots of different routes and opportunities and directions that you can go and you can evolve into to make a very long lasting, rewarding career in the spa industry. Okay, so let's get going, Jess. So as Joe mentioned, we as well are a 2-year diploma program, and we only have a September enrollment start date. So our program, with that being said, starts in September, and we go for the first year, 2 terms until April, which is the fall and the winter term. And then our students come back and they rejoin the program for the second year in the following fall, and then they would graduate in the next winter. So over those 2 years and in the diploma program, of course, it's very highly focused on aesthetics and spa services. But again, because we are an accredited college program, there are those core courses like English and anatomy and nutrition and some gen eds that are part of your 2-year course and part of your 2-year program. In order for you to get your diploma, there are the completion of those courses. Also with the addition of those interest courses as well that Joe mentioned in the hair salon, in the hair program, there's electives that you can take that are of your choice. So over the 2 years, you get a really well-rounded education as far as the aesthetics courses go. You will learn skincare, facials, manicures, pedicures, makeup as the core industries, and they are constantly evolving. So therefore, our curriculum kind of moves and evolves with that as well. You will learn the foundation of the spa services, like I just mentioned, skincare, manicures and pedicures, your makeup, hair removal as well. And then you will also have the opportunity to grow into the second and third and fourth terms. You'll be learning more advanced modalities within those courses because they're all a very huge part of the spa industry that's growing and growing and growing. I'll talk about jobs, but jobs are not a problem in this industry, as Joe mentioned, in the hair industry. So some of the program highlights are, of course, that again, like I mentioned, we're at the Dan Patterson campus in Niagara-on-the-Lake. And it is in a beautiful setting, first and foremost. It's also really nicely located where it is close to the new outlet malls. Well, not so new because they've been here for what, 4 or 5 years, I want to say, maybe not. I'm not sure. I don't get over there very often, but we are in a very nice area, local, like as far as proximity to the highways, so we can accommodate people coming in. There's a GO bus as well that can bring you onto campus if you're traveling from, Hamilton or Burlington or Oakville. We're really accessible off the highway. There's student housing here on campus. There's also student housing closely located to the campus here. But more about our program highlights and why students take our courses, because they get a very, very superior hands-on training. Like Joe mentioned, the hairstyling program, 60% training, 60% hands-on, same as the aesthetics. The aesthetics is a very, very experiential learning-based program where you learn and then you do. I'm in the space right now. I'm in the labs currently right now, and I can give a little tour if anybody's interested at the end of the session. But a lot of your work is done in these labs where we will be working in a partnership, working with a student that assumes the role of a client and the other assumes the role of the esthetician. It's a very heavy base theoretical learning as well. So although you get to, learn the services and practice the skills and get feedback on the skills and improve the skills in a comfortable setting, you also will be expected to learn, some heavy theory-based concepts, whether it be science with product knowledge, whether it be with sanitation, whether it be with profiling and client consultation and education and retailing. All of those are very, very strong concepts that are really, really important for your success in the industry and that are sought after as well by employers that are looking to fulfill their roles that are open within their businesses. As that, again, we are an esthetician, but we are customer service. We are an educator. We are a friend, we're a consultant, we're, sometimes there for people to make them feel good, which is why a lot of people get into the industry, because touch makes people feel good. It's a growing industry. I mean, I've been in this industry for 20 years plus, and I remember my teacher telling me when I was in the industry that the industry is exploding, and that was 20 years ago, and it hasn't stopped. It's going. There's hair salons and spas that are joining together. There's spas that are growing. There's destination spas and resort spas that are growing because the demand is there. And now what's happening is it's not just women that are going to have these services, right? We have a male clientele that's on the rise. We have teens that are coming. The demographics is everybody. Everybody wants to take advantage of all these lovely, wonderful services. So therefore the demand is high. Networking is really a big part of what we do as well here too. So again, we're not always in the classroom. We do some, I think I've got some pictures that I can speak to this again, but we try to engage with industry partners, whether it be salons and spas, whether it be destination spas, whether it be salon suppliers, spa managers. We incorporate them into our lectures. We do guests, they come and they do guest speaking, whether it be virtually, which was over the last couple of years, or physically, where we go to these places so that the students in the program get to see and talk to real people that are in the profession and ask their questions directly to them. About the brands that we work with, I'm just trying to read the bottom one there. So we're talking about the recognized professional brands. It's very important that when you are in a professional career with hair and or aesthetics, right, that we use professional grade products. We use products that aren't really available to the general public. That's because we want to give the clients the best product, the best service, and we want to recommend them the best products for their nails, their hair, their skin, so that they can extend that experience at home. So we use high-end products that are only available and distributed to professional businesses, and we learn them. We learn the features, we learn the benefits, we learn how they work, we learn the science behind them. We learn what products would be best suited for the client's needs based on our consultation, so that everything kind of works well together. here's a little bit about the student work. And this also shows how we engage as well in some out of the classroom experiences. We do a lot of events. Joe and I work well together with our two programs where we do a lot of events together with the hair and the nails and the hair and the makeup. If you look at the picture where you see the pink, that's a breast cancer foundation that we do every year. We've done that over the last decade, being engaged with fundraising for this and for cancer awareness. It really allows the students to get out into work, and that work integrated learning or that experiential learning. It gets them the opportunity to do something for a good cause that they believe in. Makes clients feel good. It makes the students feel good. And, they get a little bit of chance to set up their station and to market and be creative in how they're going to design their stations. You can see that everything's tied in pink. They wear pink shirts. So they really get to do this, although it's kind of organized by us in the program. The students own that, and they get to set it up, and they get to decide, how they want to set things up and the services that they want to do. And again, like Joe said, I'm really hoping that we can get back to doing that. I know, Joe, you do a lot of things with the United Way for the cut-a-thons. And, that's just a huge, huge experience for the students when they can engage with other students on campus as well as outside of the campus and, doing community events like these. The other two pictures here are part of a class that I teach, which is, not a hands-on, but it's a theoretical based spa business retailing education course. And this is, again, part of that networking piece that I was talking about, how we get out and we get to visit spa suppliers and we get to sit in on their training sessions, and they create training sessions specifically for our students, whatever the concept is or the learning outcomes that we're trying to achieve with that particular course. This one was selling and how to sell to clients. And then the students, you see a happy student here with a big green basket full of product. They get to buy products at wholesale cost, which is a really, really great savings for the students. And it gives them the opportunity to start practicing at home and to start their little mini home businesses while they're in school, to give them the practice, to help them with their timing, to give them the comfort of working on friends and family before they get out and embark on the big world once they graduate. So there's tons of student work opportunities on campus and off campus. That's what Joe and I really, really love to do. We're really passionate about engaging our students in experiences where they're going to remember, they're going to learn, they're going to have the opportunities to just be engaged in what they're learning on a day-to-day basis and a week-to-week basis. What's the student experience like? So I did kind of touch a little bit on this. The students work in a lab. Our lab sizes now are a little bit less because of COVID and the spatial distancing. But usually we do have up to 16 or 18 students in a lab. Right now we have 10. And what happens is they work on each other. So right now, these class sizes are smaller. They're a little bit more intimate, but we've had class sizes up to 20, which as well is a different kind of learning. The students get to work with a variety of different skin types and nail types and skin conditions and hair conditions and all these different, they learn from their classmates what they have. And they get to practice the skills in a supervised environment where they get feedback, where they get to, work with a variety of different skin types, like I said, and that's their learning. That's how they learn. That's how they learn the skills that they're being taught. They have the opportunities to, work independently, to manage their time. They have the opportunities to engage and to recommend their products in their lab environment based on the products that we have. So it's a very well-rounded, engaged opportunity for the students in all of the labs and all of the services that we teach them. These are our labs. So these are the variety of different labs. These are actually students currently working. These are our students currently working. And I say that because the mask and the shields, I don't know if you can tell that their students are wearing shields. I'm in the lab alone today, so I'm not wearing my mask or my shield. So that's a fun thing for me. And when I'm here in the labs with our students, we're wearing full PPE. We're wearing a mask, we're wearing a full shield or goggles. So we have that protection. Those are the COVID restrictions that are in place for COVID, which allow us to come to work and which allow us to come and teach the students. And we've modified to accommodate what it is that we're dealing with right now. But the students are enjoying it still. Like I always say this, I'm really overwhelmed with how students have really adapted to working in these environments, because typically when we're out there working, we don't have these, we've never had to wear shields or masks and have plexiglass in between, but we've learned to accommodate, and it's taught us how to overcome adversity. And, it taught us that we can really do anything under certain circumstances. So the students are learning massages. It shows them setting up their beds. It shows them practicing leg massages and doing foot care treatments. And these are all things that you'll be doing when you come onto Niagara College and take the esthetician program. This is our space. Next one. Ooh, student trips are really, really fun. We have had the opportunity to take students to fun places, internationally, locally. We do class trips. If you look at the Christmas tree picture here, this is a picture that I took the class maybe 4 years ago, I want to say, to the local spas. We did a spa tour. We met with the spa management at the Vintage Inns hotels, which they are a great partner of our program. And we had the opportunity to visit all 3 properties that are in Niagara-on-the-Lake, which were not far from us. We got to tour the spa. We got to speak to some of the estheticians working there. We had the opportunity to have a one-on-one chat with the spa manager that was talking to the students about what it is that they look for in estheticians. It's a really great learning opportunity. And it got the students out to celebrate and to be in a festive experience as well, because the beautiful Vintage Inns have a beautiful space during Christmas all the time, but at Christmas, it's a really warm, special place. The other 2 pictures are a Be World Ready trip that we actually have had the opportunity to do once. We did this. It's an initiative that's available to the school across various different programs. It's implemented and it offers the students the opportunity to travel abroad and learning things that are really representing what the program is what they're taking in their program. So I know, we had the opportunity to go to London, England. We took some of our students to London, England. We got to go to a hair and nail trade show, which was huge in London, England. And we got to experience that part of the industry culturally in another country. And we also had the opportunity to visit Bath, which is one of those ancient towns in England where we had the ruins, and we went to see Stonehenge. We had the opportunity to have a tour through Bath and learn about the Roman baths, which is a historical part of the spa industry. So it was a really great opportunity for us to engage with our students in a different environment. And you can see that not all of our students went, because there is a paid experience, obviously. But it's an opportunity to have the students be engaged in an international cultural component, which is, something that we can talk about during our theory courses, but it's not really something that we can show the students about physically unless we actually have the opportunity to go to these places. So we're really hoping we can do that again, have the opportunity to get out and to do some of these school trips and show students, hands-on outside the classroom, what the industry does have to offer, not just here on campus or in our region or in our country, but elsewhere as well. Career opportunities, tons of career opportunities. Oh my goodness, we have students that are working, like I mentioned, at destination resort spas, like the Vintage Inns. We have cruise ships. Oh my goodness, the students really, really love the idea of having the opportunity to work on cruise ships. We've had some recruitment opportunities in the past several years, right, where we've had a recruitment officer with Steiner, who is the recruiting company for all of the cruise ships. And we've had several students over the years go and explore the world, different parts of the Caribbean, the Mediterranean, Alaska, Disney cruises. They've had the opportunity to work on these cruises. Hard work. You're out on the ocean. You're out on a huge, big body of water. You're maybe living in a small little room with, one roommate or maybe 2 or 3. You're working a lot, but it's a great opportunity to explore, to meet, and to learn different services. And we've had some students really enjoy those experiences. Medical spas, salons, sales and education, sales reps, there's opportunities at suppliers that people can work, mobile spa businesses. The opportunities are endless. If you can be creative and if you can fully immerse yourself in the industry, you'll have no problems being successful. Here are some of the spots where our students are working, or where we have great relationships with at a program level, and a partnership with White Oaks is directly across the hall or across the street from us. They are a resort destination, spa, conference center, banquet hall, and they hire our students. They've hired our students all the time. Christian Spa, the Falls View Spa, which is the Sheridan Hotel by the Falls. Again, another really great partner that reaches out to us that has no problems hiring our students. I'll talk about Elixir Spa in a minute. I want to go to the Pillar and Post, which is part of the Vintage Hotels. I've talked about them. Vintage Hotels is they have properties all over. I would guess it'd be like southern, eastern kind of Ontario. They have them in Georgetown or Millcroft or Orangeville, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Jordan. They are a big, huge corporation that has lots of properties where they have banquets halls and centers and hotel rooms and spas. And they have been a huge supporter of our program over the last, as long as I've been here, like 14 years, they've been hiring and reaching out to us to fill spots for their needs when they have openings. The Elixir Spa is one that I really like to talk about, because the Elixir Spa is a recent graduate within the last, I kind of want to say the year before COVID. She opened up her business. This is a local business. It's a concept business that mixes beauty with mixology, where it, she has a liquor license where they have different cocktails to go with different treatments. And it's a huge, it's just a beautiful concept. And I like to talk about it so much because the student was a graduate of our program, but she opened up a business during COVID. She started opening up her business just as COVID was hitting, and she overcame a lot of obstacles, as we all have. And her business is beautiful. She has a successful clientele now. She develops products, she develops protocols, she hires our students, and all of these websites here for you to take a look at and to browse through and just see the types of places and the types of locations and environments that, as being an esthetician, where you could find yourself working.
As far as opening up a salon goes, we do have this built into our program. We do a part of your ethics course, and also there's a business development course too that we do offer. It gets more in depth and more specific as far as the salon business. But I mean, any kind of education you could do over and above, obviously it's going to help. I don't know if I would recommend a whole business program, but maybe a few classes here and there might help. You definitely want to have some accounting background and some bookkeeping background and all that stuff. So that might be where your extra education will come into play. But we do cover quite a bit of opening up your own salon with rules and regulations around that. So our program definitely helps.
I can just add something too, just about post-graduation, because after you leave the program, the college, a lot of times our students actually graduate and then maybe go back and they take Joe's program, or they take Joe's program first, and then they realize they want to be a well-rounded person in the industry and do hair and aesthetics. So sometimes we do see the same students from program to program. But I do want to add, as far as alumni goes, I've adopted kind of a philosophy the last several years, is social media helps with this as well, is that I create chats and groups through social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, with all of my alumni based through those graduating classes. And, I constantly am reaching out to them. They're reaching out to me or other faculty that we have here. And, especially from the perspective of jobs, I've, especially over the last, since everything's kind of reopened, there's so many salon managers and salon owners that we've developed relationships with over the last several years that reach out to us. We need estheticians, we need people to work, we need, whomever, I need receptionists, whatever, they need help. And I'm constantly am in touch with the alumni, so I'm able to reach out to them and let them know and have a way to communicate, these openings to them. So social media does help with us staying in touch with the students and vice versa. Like we've all been here. Joe, you can attest to this too. Like we've been at the college for, how long has it been for you now? I've been here 14 years. You started about the same time as me.
Almost 13 years now for me.
Yeah. So we've been here for all that time, and we've had students reach out to us. I've just had a student 2 weeks ago actually reach out to me from, I think she was one of my first graduating classes or within the first, couple of years after. And she's had lots of opportunities, and she now just got herself a teaching job at a private college, I think in Oshawa or someplace up there. And she reached out to me asking if she could be a reference, and just, picking my brain about the educational sector, because it's a new area for her to grow into. So this is like maybe 10 years ago. And within 10 years, she now has decided she wants to branch out into something else and to do something else. And you have the opportunity to do that in both of these disciplines, hairstyling and aesthetics. So the world really, and it sounds kind of cliche, but the world, or the sky's the limit, the world is your oyster, the sea is your oyster, or however that saying goes, that there's tons and tons of opportunities. I tell my current students now, if you don't want to work, then you're not going to find a job, right? There are jobs out there, more so now because I'm not sure, but people are going out and having these services done and getting these treatments done, and there just doesn't seem to be enough staff to fill some of these positions. Joe, I don't know if you can speak to that too, about how many people are looking for, there's always somebody looking for hair and nails or makeup, or
I think through COVID, we may have been overlooked as far as what's essential, but I think after a few weeks, they realized how essential we were. So
good point.
we saw
Yeah,
a lot of hair get really long, and mine included. I just cut mine recently, but
Yeah.
I think now that the powers above realize the importance of taking care of yourselves, and like Susan said, that personal touch. I think when we touch people, it changes them too. So job wise, every new plaza that goes up now, every new mall, there's a couple of salons and spas, and there's just tons of opportunities for you guys.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
just
a
drove down.
great field.
I was just on my way to work here today, and near where I live in my area, there's new housings going up and new buildings and new retail. And I've been waiting for months now. And now I just saw today, there's a new sign that's up. It's a hair salon spa.
Yeah.
In a beautiful location, right in the beautiful new area, and lots of potential, clients being in a new, subdivision, right, where they're putting up hundreds and hundreds of homes. Yeah, so you can almost guarantee that any new retail development, that there's going to be a hair salon or a nail place or spa together or separately. And then they co-market together, and they cross-market together, and they, work well to create good businesses, even though they're not together. So endless opportunities.
Yeah.
I guess that's the message we're trying to send here. And we are essential.
That's right. Thanks, everyone.
Nice to see you, Joe. Take care.
You too. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Bye. Thank you.